from the return of the Shadowlands, just as the brave Pharaoh did 5,000 years ago.
YouTube Vintage Yugioh here today, and I am doing a middleman deal for two parties that had never done business with each other, so they both trusted me. So I was sent the package, and we're going to do an overview of what I have received, and then once I give the go-ahead, then the buyer will send the money to the seller, and then I will ship these items to the buyer. So this is going to be a very cool item, not really my alley, but we have a Bandai 1999 complete 42 card set. So I've never even seen most of these cards before, so will be kind of a first reaction to me as it is to you guys. So number one, we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So this is some of the first Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever printed, and this should be a complete gem mint set, which is, really cool to see a complete set of cards from 1999, same year as base set was released. So we'll keep Blue Eyes there in the background. That's going to be one of the more iconic ones, I assume. Then we have a Dark Magician. We have two versions. We have a number 2 and a number 3. So there were so few cards, I guess, back then, designed that they had the same card in different poses. And then you have the 42 card checklist here on the back. And I don't think these were really made for playing, but just made more for collecting. So very cool nonetheless, so with the two Dark Magician artworks. And those were non-hollows. There are still some more hollows throughout the set. So number 4, Battle Ox. So fun to see these artworks get kind of morphed throughout the years. And then there are definitely some artworks in here that either never got... I assume there's a few that never got a printing in TCG, or if they have, they were maybe renamed or artworks completely redone. Summon Skull definitely has an artwork in the TCG. Very cool there. This kind of looks closer to the alternate art from Anniversary Pack than any of the other artworks. Mystical Elf got her hair dyed from green to blue to get to TCG, so here in the Bandai. Very cool Mystical Elf original artwork. Blackland Fire Dragon. Definitely a card in the TCG, I believe, from Metal Raiders. That was one of the harder cards for me to grade in Metal Raiders, but very cool to see here in its original 1999 Bandai form. Ryu Kishin, I think another Metal Raiders card, and Starter Deck Kaiba. Artwork definitely changed from this point. Aphrodite, I don't know if we've ever seen her in the TCG, but still very stunning old artwork here for number 9. Komori Dragon, classic Kaiba starter deck card, and not a whole lot changed from this to the TCG. And then Hutatsumi Giant from LOB, the first common, I think LOB 002. So very cool to see this in its original form. This artwork, it looks really cool in my opinion. All right, so we're through 11 out of the 42. Get my next stack over here. Here we have a very cool full Exodia art. Like, man, if they did this like full art stuff in modern it would really release, I think it would do well. But we have Exodia there with the power of the sun in the palm of his hands. Well, Doc Ock Spider-Man 2 reference. And very cool artwork there. Then we have a non-hollow version of Exodia. Little Saggy the Dark Clown, one of my favorite cards from the TCG common-wise. Very cool, creepy artwork. The Wicked Worm Beast. This one I'm not familiar with, but very cool. Yeah, got the checklist and it marks which card it is on the back. All right, a very classic one here, Gaia the Fierce Knight. Very cool kind of front-on artwork of it. And this one even got 2 different views, and there's a little side view of it. So, number 17. Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. Not number 1 or number 2, just the only one because there was only 42 cards released. Feral Imp. Definitely got a color change going to TCG. It's green in Metal Raiders and the starter decks, but still very gargoyle-y, eerie looking. And then Chimera. I don't think there is just a single Chimera. Does this one have a crack on the case? I don't know if he knew about that. So yeah, I am obviously reviewing the cards as well as, you know, giving you guys a view of the cards. Yeah, so this one has, yeah, it's definitely on the through the case. So I'll have to ask him if he knew about that. Take a picture of that. So hold that there so I can take a screenshot of it. All right. So I have to ask about that. Don't think that's going to be a deal breaker, but they might deduct, as I might have to send this in to be reholdered. All right, I think we're halfway through. Rock Gun. I don't know of this card ever being printed at a later time, but a lot of weird cards get trickled in at very weird times. Like a lot, you know, some of these cards were released very first TCG set, and then some took years to be released. Same here with Night Soldier. Unfamiliar with it. Dark Zorla, like I could see this being like a random tournament pack card or a champion pack card, just some random vanilla. Meteor Dragon, like this thing took years, like 2009 to get printed in like a, it's like PRC1, I think. But just like this card should have been released in a much higher rarity and a better way in the TCG. Meteor Bee Dragon, here we have another holo. This one looks very cool. And once again, this doesn't really have a high rarity in the TCG. So they did some of these cards pretty dirty, not in a good way, in the TCG in my opinion. But cool, like cool to see these back from 1999 and another Meteor Bee Dragon alternate art, I guess. Celtic Guardian, kind of full profile there. Very cool. Very Zelda-like looking. Beaver Warrior, another classic vanilla from LOB, here with its original artwork. Curse of Dragon. I think they pretty much just spliced this thing right onto a TCG card and made it its artwork. Not a whole lot to change there. Here's a very cool one. They finally have used this artwork in the Megatins, I think. Made it a secret prismatic in that release. But very cool artwork here for Red Eyes Bee Dragon. Neo Knight. Kind of unfamiliar with that. Kind of looks like it's holding Lightning Blade or something. And then we have one last stack here. Silverfang. Very classic LOB card. So King Rex. Well, T-Rex coming right at you. Don't know if that got an exact print in the TCG or not. King Beetle, same here. Definitely know there's been many insects and beetles printed, but don't know of a card like this in the TCG player. And we're at 34 of 42, so just a few cards to go here. Red Hecate. Very, very, very weird, like a kind of a jester clown looking thing summoning some spell. Definitely odd. And then we have a yellow Hecate. Interesting. And stay on the train, we have a violet one as well. So some sort of spellcaster cards, I assume. And then we have Gorgon. Same kind of theme there with the staff. Mushroom Man, very classic one there. I actually don't know if there's, I know of a Mushroom Man number 2. I don't even know of a Mushroom Man though. So I'll have to look that one up too. So yeah, this is a learning experience for me too, to see kind of how they transferred some of these cards over into the TCG. Golden Pegasus. Don't know if there's a gold one. There's a Firewing Pegasus that got released way too late in the game, in my opinion. But that's another story. And then we are down to the final 2 cards here. We have Blue Eyes White Dragons 3 body. So I don't know if this is supposed to be like Blue Eyes Ultimate. It's kind of, let's see. So like chained together by some center piece. Kind of weird artwork, really. And then we have Meteor Bee Dragon, Red Eyes, and Blue Eyes all on one card. So this is very, very cool. So it's kind of interesting that they went like Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, and Meteor Bee Dragon instead of, Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, and Dark Magician. So the dragons were really the focus, apparently, back in the day, instead of, the Yugi DM versus the Kaiba Blue Eyes battle. But that is some stellar artwork there. So overall, yeah, besides that one card having a crack in the case, these look very clean, all gem mint tins like they're supposed to be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this overview. I always like middlemaning deals like this, seeing cool stuff, even if it's not really my realm of collecting or my niche. It's always cool to still see, and I respect the collectors out there that collect this kind of stuff for sure. So let me know your thoughts on these old school cards, questions, comments, anything like that. Subscribe if you have not. Definitely have some epic returns and openings planned for the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.